Voca-P is designed to be a Vocaloid-centric podcast where we cover multiple mediums in entertainment, but all while keeping towards the Vocaloid community. If you do not know what Vocaloid is, then stick around for this podcast. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I'm Demosthenes, or you could just call me Demo for short. And my co-host is the deathcore Vocaloid producer, Whisper-P. I did mention that Vocaloid is primarily music, right? Because it is. This is the Vocaloid Podcast. Enjoy. Hello, and welcome to Voca-P Podcast, episode 002, The Demoing.
The demoing?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Come
we
on.
did on last time.
Well, not this time.
Okay. The whispering.
No.
That just sounded bad.
Yeah, it did.
Well, anyway.
Well, I guess I'll introduce myself now. Whisper P here.
Yep. And if you haven't listened to the first Voca-P podcast, make sure you do that. Yeah. Whisper kind of...
It's really good.
Yeah. Whisper kept on talking and I just kind of... Well, I honestly just dozed off a little. But this time is going to be very different because I have a lot to say in this particular episode, and so does Whisper on a certain topic that... Well, let's just get into the topics. Let's tell you what you're gonna be learning today. Okay, first off, we're gonna start off the new Vocaloid, Songman, or just Cyman for, whatever reason that you want to call him. And then we'll go over to something very, very strange. Miku's Lengerie. Yes, Japan did do that. No one is surprised. And then we'll go on to our artist mention of the episode. I was going to say week, but this isn't weekly, or it's bi-weekly. And then you may have heard this and seen it, maybe even cried in it. The Shelter video by Porter Robinson. We'll go on our thoughts on that.
So good.
Yeah. And then
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll end it with the album releases, Vocaloid album releases of big name artists from both Japan or anywhere around the world that I can get. That's what we'll be learning. Talking about. The conversation is live.
Got some good topics today, man. I'm glad you picked them out because I've been pretty busy.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with a slight cold, and I gotta go to the dentist soon.
Eee. So much pain.
Yeah, but it's alright. I'm here.
Yep.
Kind of.
Okay, well, you're here, but guess who's also here? Songman. Okay, so, first off, I want to say this, okay? The way they portrayed him as an EDM pop Vocaloid, it kind of didn't resonate correctly, I thought. I really feel like they went for a more soulish type, like somehow R&B or maybe even gospel for that matter, I don't know. He just doesn't have the sound for a good rap vocal. Of course, I haven't seen his statistics, as I've only heard 2 of his main songs. He's more of the guy who sings the melody in a rap song, instead of the actual rapper, but he's just too young for me yet.
I just completely don't like him. I don't like any male Vocaloid, at all. I think their voices are just they're too high pitched to be a male voice. And I mean too computerized high pitch, not too high pitched, because men can have really high voices, but they're just. I just don't like the male Vocaloids at all, and his design. I really can't get into it. The weird, funky sunglasses. It was the same way with Cyber Diva, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, that's
where
right.
it's just a wig and sunglasses. Like it, I don't really care about the design. It doesn't really get to me because it just looks like some sunglasses and a wig. So yeah, that's about all I had to say about that. And I also just don't like his voice in particular. The couple demos that I listened to, I just didn't really pick up on. Just as I don't know, I just didn't really like it, you know?
Yeah, they could have done a little bit better. Chose a little bit more genre-specific song rather than just to basically EDM music. To me, I think he would be better at a different genre of music rather than EDM. But I'll just have to wait until what other artists and producers portray him as. The same thing went with Cyber Diva, but, I really haven't heard anything else except EDM.
I think that there needs to be more Vocaloids that can do more than just one particular genre, because most of them come out and they're centered around like pop or EDM or the more upbeat stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what if I want a Vocaloid that has a better vocal range for softer stuff? I know there's Ivana for that, but like there needs to be more diverse Vocaloids that can do different things. Kind of like the Append series for Miku, except for instead of it being, Hatsune Miku Append Dark, it would just be Hatsune Miku. It would just be part of the program itself instead of having to sell new voice banks,
Yeah. I personally don't know much about the Appends. I only know that it manipulates the voice just ever so slightly. But you have everything from whisper to dark, to light, to skinny, even fat. You have, of course, various languages. That's not really append. Append soft, append hard, append something else.
I just want you to talk at me this podcast. Just keep going.
I mean, it's just too many stuff are getting thrown at one particular Vocaloid for me, because I look at every single Vocaloid. When every single Vocaloid gets their own append by, I don't know, sevens, like Miku gets 7 appends. Ren gets 7 appends. Luca gets 7 appends. And then you got different languages and different styles. And I don't know, the cross appends. You have cross appends where sometimes it's soft and then dark, or hard and dark, or light and dark. Wait, no, backwards. Light and soft, or something like that. I honestly don't know how they do that, because it's a little confusing from someone not in the Vocaloid making process. I'm just on the outside as a spectator saying, hey, that's good.
So how it's done is each one is a separate voice bank, and it's kind of like how Audacity runs. So if you're looking at how you record something, it's got a top part and then a bottom part, and it's just recording, your sound is stereo or mono or whatever.
Yep.
well, let's take the top one, that would be one voice bank, and then the bottom one would be another one, and you can edit the notes independently between each one of them.
Oh, so basically like okay, I have my Adobe Audition pulled up right here, and it's got one recording at the bottom and one recording at the top. But this way it is set up to be the left ear is at the top and the right ear is at the bottom. Is that what you mean?
Kind of.
Huh.
I'll have to show you one day. I'll have to figure out how to screen share and show you how to do it.
Okay, well, that's something to look forward to. Okay, now, since we've already been through the appends, did you know they have finally made a append for Miku's clothing?
I heard about it.
Not just clothing, mind you. Lingerie.
I've seen them. They're not bad.
Yeah, they look pretty comfortable.
They'd look good on a cute, Japanese chick. Sure.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why it happened. Like, okay, never mind. I do understand why it happened because Japan, but
Japan.
Still, like.
Oh, but here's the kicker. On the same exact website, on the same exact post, rocketnews24.com, the exact same post below it, related articles, said they had Madoka Magica lingerie.
Well, that's been around for a while.
Yeah, but it's just the thought. But anyway, okay, so
just the thought.
For me, Miku is a Vocaloid that can't be physically touched. She's a hologram, or... Oh. Please don't tell me those things are holograms. That brings a whole new meaning to the phrase wardrobe malfunction. Hey. Okay, so, like I said, on RocketNews24.com, they put this news out a few weeks ago, and told, with a bunch of pictures, which... I kind of saved them all for reasons. The lingerie of Miku and the fashion label Super Groupies. Now, let me read directly from the website. And now comes another example of Miku's power to make things happen in the physical world, as she's now got her own lingerie. One of anime and otaku culture fashion label Super Groupies' latest offerings is the Hatsune Miku bra and panties set, with a delicate aqua evocative of Miku's flowing hair serving as the primary hue. Just as Miku is involved in numerous multimedia projects, so too is the bra, crafted from a variety of materials, with cotton cups, a nylon polyurethane back section, and polyester used elsewhere. The panties, meanwhile, have a cotton front and polyester polyurethane blend back. If you're looking for more coverage, Super Groupies also has a Hatsune Miku camisole style negligee. While the shell is polyester, the cups and back of the negligee have a cotton lining for extra softness on the wearer's skin. Super Groupies is currently taking domestic pre-orders for both items through its website. That Hatsune Miku lingerie will be priced at 8,800 yen for a grand total of $85 US.
Was that an ad read?
No. Yeah, we're not going to supply the links, okay? Okay, well, here's my question for you and the listeners out there. Would you buy it?
No. I mean, it's not really my thing to buy panties that are Hatsune Miku. I would buy a shirt. I buy figures. I'll buy music, but I'm not gonna buy panties. Now, if it's freaking, Madoka Magica briefs, or if it's freaking Hatsune Miku briefs, sure, I'll take some, but I don't have boobs for the bra, so I can't really fit in that.
Yeah, this is talking about this just seems absolutely ridiculous. But I personally wouldn't buy it for any reason because I don't have anyone to give it to other than myself. But I ain't a cross-dresser, and that price is kind of not too bad, but understandably expensive. There you go. And obviously, the biggest reason Americans would not buy that is primarily because I don't want to sound rude, and somehow it will, but women this day and age, on average, are bigger than what they were 50 years ago. I personally say it's because older people are affected by the fast food craze more than anyone else, creating a bigger ratio of BMI index due to them not being able to handle that type of food, but let's not drift from that point. Okay, let me put it into this perspective. Japan's BMI calculator is averaging and normal health between 19 to 22 BMI. Okay? This is going off of kilograms and meters. So anything else overweight or obese, obesity in Japan starts at 25. Okay. Americans are 18.5 to 25 BMI. Going on the same weight scale. I should mention that I got this from cancer.org, so it's kind of accurate. So the bigger worry I have is that Miku has almost a million of modules or outfits. Well, if you play the game, that's what they're called. It kind of makes sense, but if they were to produce every single one, or just at least a few, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look very, very weird.
That is true. She's got some weird outfits.
Yeah, there's a dog suit. I think there's a fry pan suit. There's a demon star suit. A bathing suit, like a business suit, but you can apparently bathe with it. I don't know.
Okay.
It was kind of weird. I don't know. Now, with all this presumably comfortable clothing we're talking about, nothing can compare to the comfort that the Shelter video by Porter Robinson clothes you in. How was that transition?
That was a pretty good one.
Alright. Poetry for the win. Okay. Now, this is entirely unrelated, but before I start, the movie Your Name is getting a dub soon. Awesome movie I haven't seen yet, but it's supposed to be like a gender bender type thing that's hit Japan's like, oh, we love it so much. It got I think like a 9.5 out of 10.
Sweet. I might have to watch it.
Yeah, people say it's so good, but, I haven't seen it yet. Because I don't know where to find it. Anyway, so back to, let's just start the Shelter conversation. Let me tell you what I thought about Shelter. If you haven't seen it, pause the audio and just go watch it. Just go watch it. You cannot do anything better. Just watch it. Okay, so the majesticness of it, that's not a word, but go with it. It's amazing. It tells a story. A good story. Also a sad story. about a girl with a father that builds her a spaceship when, well, I guess Jupiter gets pissed at Earth and comes crashing into it. But it kind of shrunk. Anyway, her father sends her off into space. While she is in her capsule, she has the power to control what the world she sees every day with a tablet. Only finding her lost memories about, those childhood days with her father when she subconsciously draws a tree. And it's coming to terms with all this pain and memory, sorrow stuff as she drifts off into space. And that's kind of where it ends. It's meaningful, but you have to watch it multiple times to understand it.
I watched it during a lunch meeting at my work, so I'm sitting there. We have this pretty big cafeteria area, and I had one earbud in listening to Shelter, and my other ear was empty listening to what they're talking about. And I was just, paying attention to the video a little bit more than the meeting. I should have been listening to the meeting. I think it was about something. I can't remember. Anyway, I was watching the video, and I got so sucked into it, and I almost started crying.
Aww.
And I'm sitting at, a booth-style table in the middle of our lunchroom with, hundreds of people around me. And I'm tears are almost coming out of my eyes. And I was like, oh my God, this was so beautiful.
Yep.
It was so good.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you played it without the song, you wouldn't understand the feeling of the video and the point behind it. The lyrics in the song are a big piece of the puzzle for the video. And like you said, it made a lot of people cry. Okay, I admit it, I did tear up a bit. Grown men cry. I am a grown man, right? Always goes
it was so sad. So sad.
Mm-hmm. And the really bad part, well, I wouldn't say bad part, but the kind of depressing part, everyone wants an anime. But I say it's perfect the way it is. It would be awesome, but that gives them a chance to mess it up.
Yeah, just keep it how it is. We don't need another Black Rock shooter exactly right now, spawning from a song into a picture into an anime.
Mm-hmm.
What we need is for the entire Vocaloid community to get together and actually create their own show. But, nobody listens to me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Speaking of Porter Robinson, didn't he use Luca in Sad Machine? Or was that someone else?
It was Ivana.
Oh, Ivana, yeah. For some reason, I get those two mixed up. But anyway, if you don't know Porter Robinson, go to YouTube, look him up. You don't even have to go to type anything in the search bar. Just type Shelter in the search bar, press enter, and you'll see the face of an anime girl flying, well, not flying, but smiling. You press it, and then watch magic unfold. It's just that good. Just go watch it if you have it. If you already have, then, well, go watch it again. It's fairly short.
Go watch it again.
Yeah. Yep.
I was listening to it right before we started recording.
Dedication. Also remembrance. I have a horrible memory. But anyway, Porter Robinson is a very good artist. Don't just watch Shelter, watch more of his videos. I mean, he's pretty good. Every frame in that video was meaningful.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, it really does capture the imagination when she's drawing on the tablet and all of a sudden you see a tree come up and then switch places. It's like, I can't even do that on my own tablet. I can't even draw a tree. My tablet doesn't have that interface.
Don't worry, I can't draw a tree just on a piece of paper. Not even a stick figure one. That's how bad I suck.
Well, I'm pretty good at drawing. I'm just very horrible at coloring. It's the shading that always gets me. So anyway. And we have just made a big bubble. We have skipped over the artist mention. Like I said. We were going to go to the artist.
That's okay. We can do it now.
Yeah.
We can do it now. No worries.
Yeah, okay. So, the artist mention we have for today is a producer called Yile-P. That's Y-I-L-E-P. Or he also goes by Yile-esque. I'm assuming that I said that right. Y-I-L-E-S-Q-U-E. He has a YouTube channel, but he's a very small artist with, I want to say 3 songs. His very first original song is called Breaking In. Then he has a cover song, On My Wingless Back, and a collaboration with someone. I should have really typed that into the script thing. Oops. Called Tell Me. And actually, I think that's all of his songs. So, go to his YouTube channel. Go to his Twitter. Well, I don't know if he has anything else. Go give him encouragement. I mean, go listen to his songs. Breaking In's actually pretty good. Or I like it. It's kind of soft. Well, here, let me just play a little bit for you.
My heart like an I just had this out of my life. I never wanted this after all. Even if you see I'm alright, but I can't even sleep at night, thinking like I am not one who needs to cry. Forgive me if ever I break your heart and make you cry. Maybe I'm just never ever have been into love. Ooh, yeah. Why can't I just fall in love? Take my heart and rip it apart. Maybe I'm just a random guy who doesn't.
Not really, because I'm tired.
Oh, no worries. I could just keep talking on and 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 on. Okay.
Well, why don't you do that?
Okay, sure. Now, the only thing you'll have to do is, like what I did last time when you kept talking, I honestly just kind of dozed off. Sorry for that, but I just nod and say, except, you can't see me nod, so, okay, so, answer me this question, Whisper. Did you get the NES Mini?
No.
Neither did I.
I'm poor, dude. I don't have any money for that kind of stuff.
It was only $60.
Exactly.
Ooh, I see where you're coming from. But I just recently had my birthday, so I had a couple $100 in my biffo burning a hole. So, at exactly the time Amazon released it, the website just the web page completely crashed. It was so totally packed that it was just stupid. I mean, I don't mind getting there late due to, like a DDoS, not an attack, but a true DDoS from too many people going into to buy it. But the thing that irks me a bit, scumbags are buying them all and selling them on eBay for thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because they're assholes.
Yeah. Like, I saw... I can't tell you how many listings I've saw on eBay for more than $1,000. I think the cheapest one was like $500. The most was like $10,000. But you get free shipping. Oh, aren't you just an angel? And then, not only that, in the comments, people say, "Oh, well, you don't have to pay thousands of dollars. Come over here to my item and get a 2DS with, like, I don't know, $100 Nintendo gift card where you can get all those games for just $400. When you can just go to Walmart, buy a 2DS for $80, buy a $100 Nintendo gift card for $180. Sometimes...
Seems like you're getting a little frustrated.
Sometimes it's really hard not to call someone an idiot when they do something like that.
I know exactly how you feel.
On a product that was known to be underproduced. It's very, very underhanded, but in a sort of way, it's smart to a point. Like, if you bought all of them and sold them for, like, say, $100 or, like, $80, that's 20% $20 profit to you. Now, if you were selling them for $1,000, that's just blowing yourself in the foot. Well, that was a rant. I honestly don't think anybody has paid thousands of dollars for even one of those things yet. Anyway, so this goes on. Well, since we have like 20 minutes time, I'm just going to go on and talk about the Switch. Is that alright?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Sure.
So, enough about that little tiny thing with like 30 games on it. Let's talk about something big. Something Nintendo has quite honestly done before, but no one ever paid attention to it. The Switch. The Switch. If you haven't seen it, you probably should go see it. It's pretty big in the tech news, It is a Nintendo system. Back in my day, Nintendo systems used to be all the rage. And by that I mean Nintendo 64. The GameCube really didn't do too well, but it met the buying standards. And, they gained a fair bit of profit on it. Nintendo loves to innovate. The Wii got massive attention because older people could play it. Not only that, they advertised it pretty well. The Wii U, however, was absolutely horrible because, when the Wii U came out, how many TV ads did you see selling the Wii U.
Like none.
Exactly. And then you had Splatoon, and then, oh, what is this? Nintendo's profits went up. Why? Because people were buying the product that they previously didn't know you released. Okay, let's stay back on track. The Switch, the specs are actually pretty good and innovative. Okay, so the Switch is a basic NVIDIA tablet plus home console that you can, pun, switch at will. It will have no discs and be cartridges that look similar to the PS Vitas. It does only have like 32 gigabytes of storage, which is kind of low, I've heard.
But it has SD card support.
Okay. I did not know that. I was like, oh, I was getting very worried. But yeah, SD card support is a very smart idea. The 32 gigabyte storage units, they'll actually have two, I believe. That's just a rumor, so it's grain of salt. Okay, the cartridge themselves are just as big, possibly even 32 to 64 gigabytes. And now put this into comparison with like Skyrim that only had 6 gigabytes, or The Witcher 2 that only had 13 gigabytes. Those are some long games. Think about the horrifying amount of hours a Nintendo game could run on that. If the Switch were actually able to do something like that, Nintendo may be banking with both hardcore and softcore gamers.
I really do think that's what they're going after with this, because their reveal trailer was more towards the adults and the hardcore gamers, showing off that Splatoon, match in the stadium.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally see them trying to pull off a whole, like, mobile gaming can be hardcore kind of vibe with it, because you can just slap your controller onto it and you have full controller support with what I presume to be like a 720p screen, right?
Yes, 720p.
Yeah, so it's not bad for just a little gaming machine.
Yeah. The screen itself is going to be 7 inches when in hand. Kind of bigger than the Wii U, which was 6.5, but it is also bigger than the Vita, the 3D XL, but it may not have touchscreen, which is kind of good because when I play games, it's on a 3DS. I always mess up because I press something I shouldn't have with my finger.
Oh. What, do you have fat fingers or something?
No. It's just that when I'm doing something intense, like, I don't know, ever played Bravely Default?
I started it, never got anywhere into it.
It is hard. I kept hitting the attack button with my thumb when I was pressing the Y button. Or was it the X? I don't know. Nintendo and the Xbox controller switch up their A, B's, and Y, X's. It's confusing. You go between systems, and you just entirely lose your... well, a lot of gamers out there get the point already, so... Okay, now here's the big worry I have. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch will only ship 2 million units worldwide on launch. That may seem...
Why do you think just 2 million?
Well, that's what they've said. It's a confirmed news report from the president of Nintendo. So, 2 million...
Where'd you get this from?
Yeah, like the Wii U, their goal was 3 million units. But since they didn't market it they didn't market it at all, it only got like a little under 1 million. The Wii U, no, not Wii U, the Wii got like 9 million or 17 million. I don't exactly remember. But anyway, if they only decide to ship 2 million units, it's gonna be stupid rare if it's a big success. I mean, if you do think about it, 2 million units isn't even 0.5% of the entire human population.
Jeez.
And like over half the people in America, which America has 300 and something million people, so that's 150 million. You minus that because some people only stick to one console, which is either Xbox or PSN, or, well, PlayStation, or maybe just PC. Master Race! I don't really play much on PC. Hardcore games, I don't. But anyway, the Switch will come out March 2017, with a rumor being on the week the 12th through the 18th. In Australia, they'll start selling on the 17th, but that won't be the same worldwide. It's just an educated guess. Okay, now, all over YouTube and all over the gaming news sites, the biggest leak right now, this is a big rumor, so take it with a giant salt lick. It's going to range from $249 to $350, depending on the package deal. The basic is just going to be $249 with the basic controller, the base, the screen, and no game.
Well, if you think about it, it's basically the next, NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah.
Because it's running on NVIDIA's Shield technology.
Yeah.
So they just sell it for, $250 or whatever, make their money off of the NVIDIA, deal, and then just sell us an extra controller and a game, and then they make some money off of it.
Yeah.
The
controllers will actually be cheaper than any Xbox or PlayStation controller at $50.
Yeah, when I saw these prices, I was like, yeah, that's about where I would expect them to be at, around $300 for a bundle.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting it to be super expensive,
Yeah.
Because it's not that big. It's not, an all-powerful, PC.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but Nintendo it's not confirmed completely, but they may have hinted about modding the system. That you can literally buy mods so you can personalize it. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if they're planning on doing that, but that was just a hint that I saw on YouTube. And, some things on YouTube shouldn't be out there, and, Anyway, so back to the $249 thing, so I can back up with, what's the word?
Dude, I don't know right now, honestly. I'm too tired.
Okay, well, anyway. A UK game store called, you guessed it, The Game, posted it at $249. Toys R Us in Canada pointed at $249. Well, they were both in their own money types, like Canadian dollars, it was 309, 304. I don't remember. But in US dollars, that's 249. So, the bad thing is, due to regulations, Nintendo can't set an RRP in UK or Canada. RRP is, when you buy something and it says MSRP on one of the products?
Yeah.
That's basically the recommended pricing. And in America, it might be $50 more based on Nvidia's previous tablets, but their previous tablets' batteries sometimes suck. Let's just face it. Sometimes. Some of them are good. Some of them are good. The battery life is going to scare a lot of people, and it does scare me a bit. And basically,
it doesn't really scare me because I'm not the type of person to be like, oh look, I have this really high-tech mobile gaming device. I'm just going to take it with me to the grocery store and play it while I'm walking around.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, I want to sit on my couch and play this while I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play a video game and watch TV at the same time. But, I can't do that with my Xbox because I can't snap Netflix and play Skyrim at the same time. So I think, I really want this system. I'm hoping that it's going to be good. I'm hoping that it's pretty powerful, so that most of the games don't lag and, whatever. I think it's a cool idea, and I'm actually kind of hyped for it, especially because I saw that they were showing off Skyrim being played on it, and the new Legend of Zelda game looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. But I have some very, very disgruntling news. Okay, Bethesda, the president of Bethesda came out and said, if the Switch is any less powerful than the Xbox One, they're shipping out.
Let's hope it's pretty powerful.
I think it should be, because the way Nintendo has done this is they have basically built it from the ground up. It's not another Wii U knockoff. It's a completely merged their handheld devices and their home console devices. And who knows? Maybe their handheld devices will turn over onto the Switch. Maybe just one entire console/tablet that you can play on a television, play in your hand, play on an airplane, and that's what is appealing to a lot of people. Nintendo marketed to kids a very long time ago with a NES, and now those kids are grown into adults with jobs, obviously, and then those kids don't have enough time to get out the old systems and just play for hours without moving. People have to get up and go places, and then, truthfully, the most places where it's going to be played is in the bathroom.
Yeah. I could see myself doing that.
I did it with a Wii U, so... And, well, Nintendo's pretty much keeping everything else mum. Nothing's really... They're not releasing any information.
I'm pretty sure it's all going to leak soon, because that's what happened with everything else about the system.
Mm-hmm. Either that or, well, I guess it kind of would be smart if Nintendo just said, oh no, we didn't leak that, and then go behind the scenes and says, hey, leak this information. We'll pay you. I don't know. Seems kind of...
That'd be weird.
Well, it actually does play a good intimidation for, Sony and Microsoft. And with...
Alright, I think we should get on to the albums.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, so these are the Vocaloid album releases for this month. Maybe even one for next month, but yeah. Okay, first off, we have Exit Tunes presents Kaito Nation. Yes, Kaito specific. With various artists. It comes out December 7th. And it is the only one on the list that comes out in December. Any more will be on the next one. So, stay tuned. And then we have 500,001. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Either it's 500,001 or 500001 by Yile-P and also other various artists. Coming out November 30th. And then we have Human by Pinocchio P, one of my favorites, on November 23rd. And then we have Song of the Offender by Kanabe P, November 18th. And then we have some Japanese characters that I can't read. Episode 1. Well, I'll just tell you the artist, and maybe you can go look it up. And, the artist's name. Yoshihisa Hirata. If you want that spelled out, spell Yoshi, Hisa-Hirata. It also comes out on the 18th. And I realize that this next one has already technically came out, but it's not in America or anywhere else but Japan. And it kinda makes me mad and a little sad at the same time. Miku Symphony 2016 Orchestra Live by Michi M. That came out November 19th. I mean 9th. Why did I say 19th? So, that was kind of a sad time. I'm not gonna get to hear it. I like orchestra music. Poop.
Any more?
And that is the end of the album releases thus far. This is not including the Vocaloid Master 36, which actually came out on November 5th, i.e. Mako's birthday, i.e. my birthday. So, happy birthdays are appreciated.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. It's only been 11 days since I've had it, so I can now legally drink. Except I can't because it's a dry county.
I can too, but I'm not going to. I don't like alcohol. 'Tis bad. Bad alcohol. I'm ready to go to bed.
To recap, we talked about what we felt about Songman. His new, debut. I was fixing to say interlude. That's not right. Anyway. And then we went on to talk about Miku's Lengerie. So, in the comments, just, tell us. Would you buy Miku's Lengerie? Would you give it for your girlfriend? Would you buy it for yourself if you are a lady? Or would you buy it for yourself if you are a man? I have no idea why. I could probably think of a few reasons, but let's not get creepy here. And then, obviously, you need to go check out the Shelter video. It's so good. And then, don't forget to go check out Yile-P or Yile-P, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, dude. Okay, so go check him out. His song is Breaking In that you need to check out. And then we talked a little bit, a lot, about the NES Mini and the Nintendo Switch. And then we ended with album releases. I mean, did you hear an album that you liked? Did you want to get it? I could leave an iTunes link in the description if you want. Okay, so I brought this to you so you all can get some more information about Vocaloid and, news that are going on in the community, whether it be totally not related but kind of affects it with, the Nintendo stuff. I mean, there'll be Vocaloid games coming to the Nintendo Switch, obviously, with Project Mirai on the 3DS.
Wow.
My mind went blank. If you want more Vocaloid or any other community news, then you tell us what you want to hear. Give us all the news you can from any place, and we'll talk about it. Anything you want us to talk about, we'll talk about. Because we need suggestions. Suggestions. Vocaloid News doesn't come around and say, hey, we got a new product every single day. New news every single day. I mean, sure, we can talk about a lot of stuff, but this isn't our podcast. Honestly, I basically took out the Nintendo Switch because I was worried about time, and then I had to throw it back in because I didn't talk long enough. So, yeah. I need a subscribe.
That was complex.
Yeah, it's been a pretty weird week, so my complexity is kind of spontaneous right now. Just explosion of weirdness. I think you'll come back. I know you'll come back for another episode of Voca-P. Podcast 003. Not the demoing, not the whispering, not a title. I don't have any idea, but we'll just figure it out once we get there. So, bye-bye.
See you later, guys. Thanks for listening.